Life is good. Hi Diego, howdy YouTube, and welcome Thurston County to our video blog today. Today we are changing things up a bit. I'm not sure if you guys caught the ones where I was talking about maybe doing 3 times a week. Well, we're just going to do it once a week, and we're combining it with barbecue or other cooking. So I filmed the cooking blog portion of the show a couple days ago. I've decided to go with Wednesdays. Welcome to Hump Day or whatever you want to call it. We'll figure that out as we go along. But I think the previous blogs helped me develop a process for blogging. Now I can do it while I'm cooking. So that's what we're going to do from now on. And I've already got that edited, so I just needed to shoot this section. There was one thing I wanted to mention about. Oh, I didn't squish my patties down thin enough on this video. The meat fluffed up and it was a huge hamburger for me to get my mouth around. So in this video, you probably want to squish your patties thinner than what I got going on there. Like I said, you can put bacon, mushroom, onion, anything inside those patties. So stay tuned, watch the cooking video and the daily blog, or weekly blog. Thank you all for watching. Welcome to the farmhouse. Today we're doing a video blog and we're cooking up some barbecue. Now since it's the beginning of barbecue season, we're going to go over the basics of a gourmet burger. This is a New Testament gourmet burger. If you're an Old Testament religious observer, this won't work for you because there's pork involved. Anyways, you start off with ground beef, and I have 2 pounds of Canadian American ground beef bought at a grocery store that brags about having local farmers. I live over 100 miles from the Canadian border, so I don't really think that's too local. Heck, the cow's better traveled than I am. I haven't been to Canada in years. So you start off with 2 pounds of ground beef, and I have another 2-pound package of ground pork, but I'm only going to use 1 pound of this, so I'm just going to cut it in half, simply by guessing. Okay, there's our primary ingredients to get a gourmet burger going. With this I have salt and pepper and garlic granules, and I'm going to probably just salt and pepper to taste, which is going to be less than a teaspoon of salt, probably about a teaspoon of pepper, and probably about a tablespoon or 2 of garlic granules. I'm going to mix all that up. Now, this is the base. You don't have to use garlic. You can use onion. You don't have to use onion. But this is the base. The salt, the pepper, the pork, the beef. This will give you a very tasty, very juicy hamburger. So if you're new to grilling, this is my tip for you this start of grilling season. I've been doing this for years, but I really watched the barbecue competition I ran last year, and I watched the gourmet burger turn-ins. I even got to judge a few of those. And I've evolved my process just slightly, so this is it now. After you're done, you want to make 2 thin patties, and then you can stuff it with anything you want. Bacon, onion, mushroom, and cheese. In between 2 thin patties, you press the ends together and you cook it. You flip it 4 times instead of just once, and you'll get a nice even cook. You'll have a flavor explosion going on inside your meat every bite you take. That's my tip for gourmet burgers. Now we're going to start making these burgers, and I'm going to run through my video blog that I used to do on a weekday. Every weekday I'm now doing once a week while I cook. Alright, I should have welcomed you over coffee because I plan on adding that part in tomorrow. Did I press record?
Yes, I did.
Edit this out. Okay. Left hand meat, right hand spice. Now you can also use Knox spice, depending on what flavor experience you want to catch. I'm just making the basic gourmet burger, and that's why I didn't use any Knox spice. I wasn't, you know, which one to use. Do I use the yummy chicken? Which I think would probably work great. Do I use the Jamaican jerk, the chipotle, the cracked pepper? They got a couple new ones I don't even have yet, and so lots of flavor choices you can do, but just to make your basic burger, this is how you start. And if you really liked cracked pepper, I would use that instead of just black pepper, and probably double the amount. Okay, good news. Got some help with the barbecue cook-offs, the Sustainable Fun Fair. A group called Family is helping out with the stage and the music, and they're having a lot of fun helping out with that and developing some flyers and just promoting the event in general. Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons. Unfortunately, I did not win the lottery. April Fools, if you guys didn't watch that video. But Delphi Farms is still moving forward. We're working on becoming a radio producer at Radio Chaos. I'll be on the radio, I believe it's May 8th. As part of Rookie Radio on Chaos. So that's what's going on with Delphi Farms, which is all of my YouTube stuff and video stuff. Also, we went down to Olympia and watched a comedy show at the Royal in downtown Olympia, and that's going to be my first adult language video on YouTube. I believe there was 5 comedians, and I shot the whole set, and then I popped over to the Pig Bar, also known as the Pink Pig, and watched a couple of my friends perform live music. So it was a very fun night for the wife and I. You really got to mix this up. Once you can't tell the pork from the burger is when you know you're done. And you can also get a good feeling if you have enough, well, once you do this a lot, you have enough seasoning in there. And I'm not sure I have enough pepper or garlic. It's starting to look like it's getting pretty mixed up. You see how you can tell some pork and some burger, but for the most part, see, there's pork. Most part it's starting to get blended, and you're almost done. And at this point you make a decision if you want to add more spice. I'm not gonna. It doesn't need a lot of spice. Those spices are just there to get a hint of flavoring going on. Okay, so what's cooking up? Well, I'm giving all of you barbecue gurus and newbies, this is how I do my gourmet burger tip. And we're going to use the charbroil today, simply because I've got it set at a lower temperature, and it's going right now. So by the time this process is done, it'll be hot enough for me to go out and grill. It's a lot easier than setting up a charcoal chimney and you know, nursing the coals along and get going and all that. So I'm using convenience over flavor. It's still going to be a good flavor because it's cooked on the grill. Unfortunately, they don't use the blue flame, so we're not going to get the best flavor experience we could get. I don't know if any of you knew that, but the blue flame on barbecue gas is a much better flavor experience because it's a clean flame. Once you hit that yellow flame, you're hitting a pollutant factor flame, and that pretty much ends your flavor experience from cooking with gas and just turns it into cooking on hot metal grill. Okay, I already talked about the charity a little bit. There, can you see that? I don't see a big difference between any section of the color of the meat's color, so we're pretty much done. We've got it all mixed up, and we just need to go get a plate and make some patties. Alright, so I'm squeezing these out pretty thin. I did put a little bit of cooking spray on the plate because I've found that with this extra amount of pork, sometimes it's hard to get it off the plate once you get it going. The idea is you cook 2 thin patties with some filling in between it. And so you want to make sure you get them nice and thin. Okay, so we talked about the charity. We're gearing up for the barbecue circuit this year, and because of that, there's no way I'm going to have time to do a weekday video blog. So we're going to turn it to one weekday, and we'll recap what we did. Like I did, talked a little bit about the nightlife we went and experienced, and fun we had, and the charity circuit, and moving forward on trying to promote sustainability through a fun inter-community activity. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, so that I have a basic feeling of how big the patty meat needs to be, is I'm going to roll up similar sized balls and set them back in the bowl here, because we're hungry and we just want to get enough for 2 burgers. And we can play with the meat later on at another date. Like tomorrow when I barbecue the rest of it up. And yeah, they're kind of just big meatballs. So the charity, let's see, we went through last time, we talked about the raised beds that are outside. The Center Industrial Building outside the, what do you call that? Let's start that all over again. Okay, we talked about the power and water tower that sits atop of the central building. It has the light industrial, social infrastructure center, and a farmer's market surrounding that with some water and vegetable herb beds. Okay, and then there's a big circular road, and theoretically the road exits the village in the northern direction. This is of course just a theory, but the idea is one way in, one way out, and it's an actual road, and we hope to establish light rail, very light rail, stuff you couldn't actually do in the U.S. So it's going to have the center infrastructure, and then a small road section, and then outside of the road there will be the community kitchen areas where every 10 houses has a community kitchen that they can all share, and they have sanitation, running water, and the ability to cook all of their meals there. We don't have hot dog, we have hot dog buns, not hamburger buns, so I'm actually going to make these in a different shape than I normally would. Just going to make them square. I'm actually not going to fill these either. We're just going to cook up some thin burgers because we're hungry, and that'll get it going quicker. This was just an example of how you can make gourmet burgers. And if you're like me and have lots of hot dog buns and no hamburger buns, you simply make them in a different shape. This week's goals, well, our goals this week will be to get that radio interview done, do some networking, and get some government sponsorships for the charity barbecue circuit. Hopefully get a website finished, or 2 or 3, and reschedule the community garden work party that we had to cancel due to a storm this weekend. Kind of getting a late start in the gardening season, but that's okay. Contest, well, we are doing the barbecue circuit, so let's talk about that. That's a contest. It's open competition that anybody can compete in. You can be a pro, you can be an amateur, it doesn't matter. And we changed the categories up a little bit this year. It's still including gourmet burger. It's anything foul, from the surf and turf, And then instead of Pitmaster's Choice, we've switched to Salad Bowl. And because we combined surf and turf, we added low and slow. So we're talking pork butter brisket. Gets its own category now. Or anything else you cook at between, what is that, 180 and 280 degrees. On charcoal or, actually I don't think we're going to care about the fuel source. There we go. So we've got hamburger sized, hot dog bun sized hamburger patties. We've got some meatballs. We're just going to put some saran wrap around this, put it in the fridge and deal with it tomorrow. So tomorrow, alright, I changed my mind. I should show you guys how to stuff a burger. So I'm just going to use cheese. It's real easy, real simple, real quick. This is smoked sharp cheddar. As you can see, I'm putting some cheese on that patty. I need to reshape this patty a little bit. Get my other cheese out before I touch more meat. Or touch the meat. Like I said, you can put bacon, you can put onion, you can put cheese, you can put all three. You just want to use smaller amounts the more ingredients you add. You can, for instance, give a little bit of extra pepper at this point. You could have added garlic granules. And it's kind of like a pie where you pinch the crust together. Or push it down, pinch it, whatever. So you're sealing it so your cheese won't ooze out as easy and your food, your flavorful ingredients won't ooze out. And now you're at about the size of a thick hamburger. And that's why I flip it more times. We're going to just make this the ultimate cheesy burger. And it's bigger, so obviously this one's going to be mine. We'll force poor Angie to have the itty bitty one. It's we're tyrants like that. Now all I really have to do is get the meat around the edge of this here cheese and it'll be sealed in. So you don't need as fat of a patty on top as you do the bottom, and you can do stuff like this. Pull the meat up from the bottom, push it down from the top, just kind of get it pinched in there. And that is important. You do want to make that contact so it doesn't all fall apart while you're cooking. There you have it. Looks like I sealed it in everywhere except right there. And that's how you can make a hot dog sized hamburger, a gourmet burger stuffed with cheese. I forgot to flip them. As you can see, I didn't properly pack that, so it's starting to separate like I warned you guys about. You see that? It's because I did not compress my meat well. The other one's still holding together though, so we're doing fine there. This is going to just have cheese oozing out more. And I didn't flip it as often as I had planned. I got distracted, so we're doing two-flip method, and as you can see, that's looking pretty well done. I wish I could have done a better job with that one. And that is good. A little bit too thick. Should have patted them a little thinner. You want to make sure you get this all the way done because you got pork in there and you don't want any trichinosis stuff going on. Man, that is good. All right, thank you all for watching. I'm very grateful for my loving wife, family, friends that are all very helpful and supportive, helping move the sustainable revolution forward. Thank you all for watching our show here today. And a gardening tip for the day is if it's storming outside, don't garden. That's what we did. We had to call off the gardening party. Bye, Diego. See you later, YouTube.
That's good.
And I need help. My nose isn't strong enough. Can you shut the camera off for me, please? Can you grab a plate for me, please? Right there, thanks. Now can you go turn the camera back on? Make sure the plate's in the shot.